Tell me about the work you did with Bob in 1983. You faced him many times, mostly doing the consecutive months thing in the same cities. What was it like working with Bob?
A lot of work, but it is, you know, there was a different credibility you'd have to bring to the match. It wasn't, you know, and I would still go out and do all my wild shit, you know, jumping around and everything else, but then you would have to settle down into more of a wrestling type match, or to get the most out of Bob. And we were going hours in those days, you know, every night. So to get, you know, you'd have to, you know, start it back, kick it back a couple notches,
right,
and kick it up in different places where you want, you know, and go to it. But I always found Bob Backlund was a pleasure to be in the ring with.
How about outside the ring?
Outside the ring, yeah, he never.
Okay.
He kept to his own. He was, you know, he was. That's why I was always kind of curious after that why they, you know, treated him in such a way, because he was such a fine representation as a champion, and you know, his amateur background and just his own personal life, right. the type of guy he was, real, you know, actually. A real howdy-doody, clean cut. He hated being called howdy-doody. Right. In fact, they tell you don't say that on the promos. They don't like that.
Tell the heels not to.
Yeah, don't go there. You know, but you call him anything else. You know, but you know, stay away from that howdy-doody thing. But he, you know, he was a clean cut, good-looking, hard training, hard-working guy that had a lot of respect for his sport, had a lot of respect for the guys he worked with, a lot of respect for everybody in the locker room, and you know, he was just a class act all the way around.
You mentioned the hour matches you guys would have, and you guys worked tremendously together. What do you think you had that Bob rose to the occasion and you were able to do hour matches?
I had with everybody else. Everybody else, Steamboat or Morales or Snuka or anybody else I had any type of thing, was another great amount of trust. When we went in there, when anybody else was in the ring with me or anything else, the whole purpose, the whole function was the match. It wasn't, you know, me being better than you or you being better than me or anything else. Everybody I had pretty much trusted me. I would think, I'd like to think, and I trusted all the guys I had no reason not to trust anybody I was in the ring with. I don't think, you know. It doesn't occur to me now that at any time did I think, you know, something was going to happen or something, you know, somebody was going to try anything else. So, you know, it was pretty much the whole foundational backbone of, you know, just about any great series of matches or good feuds or, you know, good things you got going. Me and Steamboat or me and whoever it is, you know, me and Backlund, it's, you know, a great amount of trust, you know, between the two guys in the ring.
83, we're nearing the end of Backlund's reign, and the writing may be on the wall in many ways. Who knows if he had seen it at the time, but were you considered a viable option to give that heavyweight title to when they were considering ending his reign?
No, I don't think so. I think they'd gone with Hulk. I don't know what kind of meetings they'd had or what they'd. I think that Rocky. That Rocky with the one that the Hulk was in.
Yeah, Rocky 3.
Yeah, whichever one that was. About 17 of them. But that Rocky thing had pretty much sealed the deal. And then Hulk had a lot of success in for Vern Gagne, right, out of Minneapolis, and before that he was in Alabama. So, you know, it looked like he was, you know, pretty marketable commodity, especially where Vince wanted to go. That was like we were talking about with the merchandising people and the marketing people, and everything coming in, and Vince going out on a limb with paying for the TV, because nobody ever paid for wrestling previous to probably previous to 1983. That was probably a big pivotal year, maybe 82, maybe 83. I'm not sure which year it was.
Yeah. Television, you mean?
But no, yeah, nobody ever paid to have wrestling on TV. It was always a part of. You know, the network would pick it up, or somebody would pick it up, and it'd be all local. Everything was all local, all locally. Because when we were bicycling interviews, everything was shot into Binghamton, New York, Elmira,
Right.
you know, places like that, Scranton, Pennsylvania,
Right.
Elizabeth, New Jersey. We did interviews for those, you know, towns like that. Not only Madison Square Garden and the Spectrum, everything else, but we had all, you know, all these small towns that we'd have to, you know, that they devote time to, and then that's where he was shelling out the bucks.
Right.
So this was
airtime,
this,
yeah.
you know, I think that was a pivotal point for Vince right there. I don't know if it was 80. Probably, I'm sure the seed was probably planted around 82.
Yeah, 83. Yeah,
Yeah,
this was a
81,
big time,
82,
big
but-
pivotal year. 83.
But 83 is when it started happening. You know, when the merchandising people, you'd see a whole team of people come in at the Allentown or Hamburg TV. You know, they'd be there for the, you know, watching and taking notes and doing whatever, having their own meetings. And
Right.
they're all entity unto themselves.
Right. Was there a lot of thought about or discussion about hitting the new market, hitting California at the time, running those shows? You were on both of those
Sure.
historic shows.
Sure, potential, you know.
Yeah.
10, 15 million people in that whole West Coast, you know, from San Francisco, Sacramento. Well, we started up in Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver. We went up as far as Vancouver.
Right.
So right down there, right down from Vancouver to Seattle to Portland to San Francisco, over to Sacramento, down to L.A. and to San Diego.
Right.
That was a whole. Then later they came with Bakersfield and Orange County and a couple other, you know, huge markets there that were, you know, that were profitable.
Right.
15, 20, excess of 15, 20,000 people.